Good everyone. Today we'll be looking at a dribble design. Let me show you where it is. Okay, so we're going to be exploring this. I got some dribble. Okay, so we'll be doing this and this. And click down tab bar widgets. Have some of this and this. So let's begin. Okay. Alright, so in my main I have a basic void main material that leads to this home screen. It's basically empty actually. Here it is. This is it. Okay, so first of all, we give it a body. This body is going to have a column. Now we're going to highlight what we're going to have. First of all, we're going to have a row. Okay, a row that includes the title and such. Okay, and what do we have next? Looking back at the canvas. And now we have the tab bar. Then under we have this children. All section. Children. Okay, so that's all I want to do today, just this particular screen. Yeah. Alright. Now I have taken the liberty to download some of this for the tab bar, and then we just download. I'll take it to a place where we can get the shoes. Okay, or rather, I'll just take it to a place where we can get the shoes. Okay, so basically, I don't really need to. I think what you do is you just go online and search for Nike shoes or anything of that sort. If you have any problem, you can just put in the comment section and I'll be checking that too. Okay, so let's begin. First things first, looking at design, it's a column, it's a row. In the row, we have two columns. Okay, this column and rather we have one column, this one, and then the other widget in the row. Now I'm going to use a container for this particular part, but let's go. All right. First things first. Have the row. This row, we have a column. Column, we have the text widgets. Call it shoes collections. So the font size, we'll give it a size of 25. Let's see. So what do we have at the top? Okay, grab the entire column you see here. Okay, there it is. 25, let's make it 40. If you're using an Android phone, it's going to be a lot bigger. 40 is a lot, it's going to be very, very huge. So you just test it as you will. It seems a bit later, it looks a bit smaller than it actually is. Okay, so add font weight, make it bold, 700. I think I'll be all for this side. Okay. 45. Okay, so below this particular text, we will have a text called corrections. It's a column, so we'll fix this. Yeah, starts. Okay. All right, there it is. Now, it's not as bold, so we reduce the boldness to, or rather, we just remove the center parts. Once it's 500. I think that's fine. Let's wrap this entire column in a padding. I like it in symmetry. I think it saves me time. And yeah. Okay, I think that is much better. Now for now, we'll close this column. I think we're done with that for now. And down here, we'll create a container. Right, so I just realized something about here, the padding. It doesn't look like that here because it goes all the way to the wall. Now, I think what we'll do is we'll remove this padding and go over here, remove the widgets. Now, what we'll do is we'll wrap the container, the row itself, in the padding. And we'll use only give it to the left 12. Okay, so I think we should still have the same reaction exactly. Okay, so let's get back to it. Now, we're going to give it a child. Now, the child is going to be a text widget. Okay. Now, this widget, what does it say over here? I think it says search. Okay, it's more than just that. It's actually two. Okay, we'll give it a rule. Now we'll have an icon. Sorry. Search. Okay. Change this to search. We save. What happens? Okay, there it is. Now, looking at this, we have a big border. Okay, so it's going to be here. I think we'll want to have a decoration. Let's put together effects so we can see where it actually begins and stops is with an argument called border. Okay, border. We have from left. No, I think before we do that, sorry, let's use the border radius. Bottom left, top left. Now we'll give it radius of 20, 20. Okay. Now I can't say it now. I think it's where we would actually go for the arguments, which is border radius. Now we say border dot all. Yes. And give a color which is going to be gray. Let me save. Now there it is. Okay. So now what we want is in this row, we want it to go all the way to the end. So we use main axis alignment. space between. Now, there it is. Now let's select it a little bit. Okay, we'll give it a padding, and then this padding we're going to give it let's give it all. No, rather only. I think only is the best way to tackle this a lot faster. Only, and give it a right. Now the design is a big space, so we'll give it a right of, I'll say 20. Now 20 is not nearly enough. They want 50. Okay. Give a left of, let's say, 10. A top of 40. Bottom of 40. Let's see how that looks. That is a lot. That is quite a bit. Alright, 25. 25. Okay. Now the design, it was completely curved. Okay, so let's do that. 30. 30. Okay. 35. Okay, I think now we're having that look. Again, this, let's remove this thickness completely. Make this larger. It's collection, not collections. Okay, so back to this. Remove this whole line of code. Take all this. Save. Okay. Okay. I think that's better. Okay, so now that we have this, let's make it a bit cooler. Style text. Okay, so we give it color. Okay. Then aside the color, what we're going to have next, we're going to have a font size. Let's say 23. That was too much. 19. Okay. I think it's beginning to look better. There is more spacing over here. Okay, so let's do that. On the left, we will increase that to 23. You can adjust it as you wish though, but that's how I want to do it. Make this 27. Okay, I think that is much better. We'll just stick with this for now. Okay, so at least now we're done with the tab bar. Okay, so what's next? Next thing is we're done with the app bar actually. What's next is the tab bar. Alright. Okay, so personally, I don't want to use the inbuilt one because it's not like this. So what's gonna happen is we're gonna have to make our own inbuilt. We're going to have to make our own tab bar, and I made a tutorial on how to make a custom tab bar. Okay, if you want to watch that, I feel like it's a little bit more in depth. Okay, than this. But if we don't, you could just follow this and we'll just go ahead. Alright, so we're going to have a now in clean architecture, and that's what I'm actually following. Assuming you want to use a widget that's going to be global. Let's say this is a home page. Okay. Let's say you want to use something that's going to be in the settings page and multiple places, right? You add that to utils in the core. Okay, core is like it's going to be like used, generalized, right? That one widget that's used in multiple places. Let's say textile, size, fonts, anything, you put it in your core because you can use it in different places. Now, this tab bar we want to have is going to be in our home screen alone because we only have that. So we're going to add it to the widgets, and let's say tab bar widgets. Okay, I'm going to have stay for widgets. Okay, I'm going to add. No, I think you added the wrong one. Yeah, sorry about that. Okay, now this particular page is going to be for the widget itself, for the tab bar completely. So let's make one for the item, tab item. Okay, so what we're going to have here, we're going to have a state. Let's go with stateless widget for now. We'll add the material. Okay, now we're going to have a container. I didn't give it a name. Right, VS Code. In Android Studio, it's a bit different. Android Studio, you have something, you highlight the particular text. I think it's a little bit cooler because you can change it in a lot of places. All right, so VS Code, you will highlight the particular text and then you say Control D. Now it's going to, sorry, let me just make it clear. It's going to highlight another one that has the same name. So if you change the name exactly, you change it at the same time. So we're going to call this tab item. Okay, that's it. Now, what do we have in this particular stuff? The first one is going to have just a text. Now, there are different ways to go with this. We could make a pivot logic where if there is no icon, just give the text. But I think the best way and the fastest way we're going to do this is to actually give it a text. I think that's what we're going to do. Okay, I will show you a logic to fix that. Okay, so first of all, we have a container. We're going to have a child, which is going to be a, okay, so we're going to have a row widget. Um, sorry, we're going to have a row widget. Now in this row, we're going to have most of the tiles are going to have, I would say, a icon and text. Okay, so we're going to give this called string title string image path and final function, a top function. So come over here, I will add everything. Okay, so now we save it. In this row widget, we're going to have a image, the assets, which is going to have image path. And then we're going to have a text that's going to have title. Okay. Now we're going to wrap this container in a gesture detector. So that way the on top will pass the on top. Okay, now you will notice it has this, right? The background color for the selector is actually uh, yellow. So we're going to fix that up. Now we're going to have a boolean. Okay, final bool is selected. Okay, just come over here and okay. So now we're going to have decorations. Now for the color aspects, if it is selected, okay, let it be yellow, else transparent. No, I don't think transparent will work. I think yes, let it be gray. Yeah, sorry about that. Um, Gray, yes. Okay, let me save it. I think for now this should be okay. Yes, I think this should be okay for now. Rather, I think yeah, we're missing something else. Decoration, border radius. Then we'll select it for circular and give it a circular and flex it 25. Okay, for now let's just have this. Then now when we come over here, now we'll be passing multiple things. Now we're going to create something called a model. Okay. Now when you have folders in okay, like now this home is called a feature. You see, it's actually a feature, not just called a feature. It's a feature, right? And every feature has three layers. Okay, in the clean architecture, we have the domain, the data, and the presentation for the looks, domain for the logic, and data layer for the implementation of said logic, or at least set plans. Okay, let's just say the presentation is the UI, the domain is now the actions that could be taken that will be taken in said app, and then the data layer is the implementation of said actions. Okay, so like the domain for a let's say authentication feature is going to be like something sign up, right? Just empty, just that, and then data layer you now implement. Now, when it comes to Firebase authentication, okay, I'll show you how to do that very well. Right, so we're just going to have another folder called domain. Okay, so now in this domain, we're going to have a folder called tab folder dot. Now, this is for the tab by itself. So we have a class, okay, called tab model. We're going to have string for the title, string image path. And that's all we need. We just have to add the constructor. Alright, that's good, that's great. Now we're going to have a list right about here. List. Now this list takes in a specific. When you use list and you have these arrows, is to specify. Normally, list is general, okay, but if you want to specify a specific type of data you want to pass in set lists, you have this. You could put a string and you cannot add any integers. You could put an integer, you cannot add any strings. You can put a particular widget which you're going to use, which is meant to be the tab model. That way we can't use any other thing. So let me just show you tab model. Okay, tabs is equals to list. Okay, so we put 2, and there's an error. So what does it say? Let me just make that there. No, still not showing. Okay, anyways, what it's saying that it can't take any integer. I think it would not take a string either because it's not a string. But if we put string, it works. Okay, but that's not what we're doing now. Now, when you control space, I think what's going to give you a tab model. So we're going to have the first tab, which is going to be first tab is going to be, I would say, home. Since we don't have an image path for that, we just leave that as empty. Okay. Second tab is going to be Adidas then Nike. I don't know what this is, so I think we will add something else, just something random. Okay, so Adidas image path. Okay, now so we're going to just come over here, assets. We have Adidas SVG. Okay, I think we are missing out on a package. To use SVGs, I have another video about that up. You need an SVG package. Okay, so we're going to, okay, first of all, let's just add that part. Okay, so this is it. All right, so it's inside the lib, which is inside a features, which is inside the core. Sometimes just to keep it simple, just keep it outside the lib folder as a whole. It's easier that way. Anyways, assets. And then we'll say data.svg. Okay. Now we'll just copy this entire file, this entire line of code, and add this here. Save, and then we'll make this Nike. We're going to add, we're just going to change this to Nike. Yes. Okay, so now to use this, I think what we're going to do is we're going to open up a terminal. Alright, so come over here, Flutter pop get SVG. No, I think that file, that particular package doesn't exist. SVG, then we'll just wait for it to add. I'll just take pause. Okay, it didn't even take time. Now to just make sure everything is running fine, run get, then okay, all right, I think that's good. All right, now we'll come back to this tab item. We're not using an image anymore, so we will change this to SVG picture. For some reason it's not popping up. Okay, I think the problem is, let's open our YAML file. That's strange. I'm pretty sure I added that file. For some reason it's not here, so let's just run it again. Okay. Alright, so for some reason it's not coming up here, so I think we have to add it manually. I don't know why that's happening. Okay, so we'll come over here to this page, open this, yeah, just copy it. A great man wants to be that a particular package is more than 3 months old and there has been no work done on it, so you should tread carefully. Okay, just what I'll put down there. Okay, so we've copied this and we'll come over here and we'll add it here and run pop gets. Okay, so it's taking a bit more time than it should be, but yeah, I think that should fix our problem. No, it has not. SVG. Alright, so I tried fixing this, but it's still giving me a problem. I don't know why this is happening. Okay, so I think what I'm gonna do is going to run that command. It is crowded. Yeah, sorry about that. Okay, so this should start giving us a problem. Okay. Am I the one not typing it right? Let's go down here and check. It's typed out like this. Let's just copy it then. I don't know why this is happening. I really don't know why. This package is here. Let's try another thing. Sometimes it just gets really frustrating like this. Gets, or rather, I think the best to do is to run this command, flutter clean. Now what it's going to do is going to delete every, not like delete packages that are inside your builds and tools and all that, causing massive errors and everything. Okay, I think we should see it in a second exactly. These kind of errors. And then we'll run flutter get. Okay, so wow, this is taking a whole lot of time, but it happens like that sometimes. Okay, so let's find out, has our problem been fixed? Oh wow, it's still not fixed. I don't know why this is happening. Pretty sure we have the burn stuff right here. I really don't know what's going on. Okay, I guess we have to figure out how to do something else. We don't know what's going on. You know what? Let me just restart the whole IDE. I don't think that's a problem, but let me just try that. I'll get back to you guys. Well, it took a while, but I finally fixed it. I don't even know what happened, honestly speaking. Okay, so now we hover it. Okay, put it. And okay, took a while. So now we just pass image. Okay. Now when we come back to the tab bar widgets, I guess I think this is okay over here. Now we're going to have a row. This row have it too. Now for my tabs in tabs return okay, I think we have a problem here. Let's just say titles. Okay, I think the problem is it's not being used. Sorry. Okay, so we're going to have a tab type item. We're going to have title for titles. The reason why this is happening is it's more than just a string. So I think what we're going to have here is final title equals to, let's say, um, say tabs. What do we call it actually? Tabs to specific index. Okay, I have an error for what I do not really understand. Okay, I think we've been going at it wrong. This is something. Tabs dot okay, let's map e entries. Okay, going to empty for now. Okay, so looking at this, I feel like I'm going to have a lot of programs that's going to be a bit longer. So I think what we're going to use is going to be a list view. Okay, sorry about that. List view. I feel like that's the fastest way. Have this here. Okay. Actually, I should go with that. No item count between three tabs. Okay. Now in the body, so we can have it final titles. Titles going to be equals to tabs index. Okay. So we're going to return the tab item. Okay. So for the type items, we're going to have title dot. Okay. Then we're going to have the image part into the title dot image path. Then now this one is going to be quite interesting. Okay. Because we're going to do it to be able to check. Now we're going to have here, we're going to have settings. Now we want to know the selected index. Okay, so we add this. We then check if the selected index is the same as the title. No. If we use the length, it's still going to be longer, so I think we'll just stick to the index, current index. Okay, so if it says give it what they call it, give it a particular color. Right, so we're going to have another one, which is going to be for the navigation. So we're going to have a function, right, and are we going to pass an integer? I would say so. Okay, so let's assume we use index, right? On top. Then we add it over here. Okay, so when we have our on top method, we pass the widgets. That's it's already taking so much time just doing this, but to get it right, what we're going to pass now, I think what we're going to do is we'll have this, we have the widgets on top. Right. So we have a problem. I think that's for more safety. I should know this. So sorry, I'm making some mistakes today. That's the index. Okay. Okay, so on saving this, for now we should have just three. Let's go to the home screen. Go to the top of widgets. Okay, so the selected index is going to be here. Add it in selected current index. It's equals to 0. Yeah. Okay, so we pass in the current index. Right, and then we add our on top, which is going to be current index equals to the index. Okay, so let's see what happens here. What do we have? Okay, we have a problem. Okay, I think the problem is over here. The list view is given an unbounded height, so let's make it. Where's the size box? We'll give it a height of, let's say, 50. Okay, so we restart the app. Give it some seconds. Okay. This is taking so much longer than I expected. But okay. Alright. So here's the thing. Okay, now I'm able to load assets. That's going to be a problem for us. Where is it? Okay, first of all, let's change the scroll direction. Axis horizontal. It's taking quite some time. Okay. I think for now we'll just give it something else so we can just get past it for now. Let's just restart the okay. Okay, so now we have this. Now we'll walk through on to the next. Okay, so we have a problem here. Okay, so if it's a zero, we would have the space between arguments. So since we clearly don't have that, we'll wrap this. We'll just come over here and set it. We add a margin. Okay, well, margin and let's say margin symmetric. No, I think the best way is to use only use the right argument. Because we use horizontal, I was just going to spread it both ways. Okay, we don't want that. So let's give it 50. And there we have it. Design, sorry. Design. Not like that. Another thing is that we need to set something here. Give it a value. That's one of the things that we actually do need. That's a no, this is symmetric. Vertical of let's say 15, horizontal of let's say 30. Each of them. Okay, so reduce this to 25. Okay. Now let's do something here. This gray is too gray, so add a shade of red. Okay, so this happens. Alright, so I think for now, I'll just split this video. The next video will be coming out in a day or two. So let's just stop here.